So overhead presses, shoulder presses, military presses, whatever you want to call them, they're very popular exercises in the strength and conditioning and performance world. And for good reason. Overhead motions are all motions we have to do for day-to-day life, and they work a lot of muscle groups, shoulders, triceps, core. The only problem is they can be a bit of a problem for people who don't quite have the mobility to get all the way overhead, or people who may be dealing with injuries. So I talked a bit about this in my Physio Network article on return to pressing with shoulder pain, but I wanted to share some options I use and progressions I use with clients who may have limited mobility or may have pain with higher levels of elevation with pressing. Now, in terms of prerequisites, your basic shoulder rotator cuff exercises, you should be able to do those and some degree of push-ups without pain, dumbbell bench press as well. So in terms of progressions, first progression is in terms of a mobility standpoint. If you're not quite able to get there anywhere close to overhead, incline press with dumbbells initially and then with a barbell. Second option is called the landmine press, which I'm going to demonstrate right over here. So we have both a landmine, and I'm also going to show you how to set it up if you don't have a landmine. So the way the landmine works is that there's this little piece, little piece in here that you actually put the bar into, or the other option is you just stick it in a corner. So you can stick it in the corner of a rack or up against the wall like this, or you can put it in the landmine itself. I actually like the first option. It's a little easier to set up for. This is a bit of time and effort to wiggle it in place. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do a half kneeling version, like this. You can do tall kneeling, one arm or two arm. You can do standing, two arm or one arm. And I like as an option, not as much for rehab, but for power, you can also do even a push press, similar to the jammer machine you'll see some people use at the gym. So those are a few different ways you can spin the landmine press. The next progression, upwards from there from a mobility standpoint, is doing shoulder presses in the scapular plane. So instead of your traditional arms out at the sides, you're going to have your arms 30 to 45 degrees forward. Some people call this a front dumbbell press. Regardless, you go up like so. So those are a couple options you can use if you have clients who want to do some kind of shoulder or overhead work, but may be limited by mobility or pain, and can do most other chest and shoulder exercises.